Good day, listeners. This is DMAC with the Wake and Bake Lounge, coming to you with another Smoking Conversations. Today's topic is going to be an article from Politico called Pot is Making People Sick. Congress is Playing Catch Up. But first, we got to do what we do. We got to spark that thing up. Today's Cannabis is brought to you by the Wake and Bake Lounge. Smoke good, feel good, live good with the Wake and Bake Lounge at www.wakeandbakelounge.com. All right, people. So this article, again, was published on February 6, 2023, titled Pot is Making People Sick. Congress is Playing Catch Up. And basically, it's an article that's talking about how there was some data that was drawn that is making, it says, recently a steady flow of data has emerged on the health impacts of marijuana, including emphysema in smokers and learning delays in adolescents. Well, first of all, that's not news because that's not new. We've been saying that in the cannabis industry for decades now. First of all, why the hell would you give this to kids in the first place? If kids are getting into your cannabis and you're a parent, that means you're a shitty fucking parent. You either didn't tell your kids, educate your kids, or you're not doing a good job of hiding it. And if you are hiding it, you got to do a better job. You got to know what your kids know. You've got to basically put it in a place where they can't find it if you don't want them to smoke it. But most parents are like, I'm not going to hide from my kids. So you don't have to hide from them. Tell them this is not for them. Let them know the kind of trouble they will be in. And if you teach your kids versus consequences, then you don't have anything to worry about. And I understand it's not always easy to be around your kid. But if you educate your kid and teach your kid, it doesn't happen. Well, I'm sorry. The likelihood of it happening will go down. So they talk about, cannabis legalization in the last 2 years alone, 2/3 of Americans support it, which is up 12% since when the question was first asked in 1969. So you're telling me in almost 50 years, the percentage has only gone up 12%, which 12% from 66% is 54%. So back in 1969, more than 50% of America wanted to smoke cannabis or wanted cannabis legalization, and it wasn't given. And this was a while ago. Now we have more people and the numbers have increased. So since population has increased and the percentage has increased, that just means that more people want cannabis, right? But it looks like in this particular article, the government is still a quote unquote behind because they don't have information. They don't do research. Like they didn't do the research before they legalized it. So why did you legalize it? Now we all know, I don't want to say we all, most of us know that the reason that cannabis was made illegal was because of, the government and minorities. The government wanted to be racist. Minorities were bringing in some of that good stuff. They was like, look, if you're going to be beating us, being racist, and sicking the cops on us, we need something to help us get through the day. So they got some good marijuana, right? They got some good marijuana and they started smoking it. And then what do you know? Other people wanted to feel good too. So they was like, hey, we got some good marijuana right here. Would you like to try this? And they was like, sure. So they tried them some marijuana and they was like, ooh, it feels good. And guess what? All the brown people was starting to feel good. They went to work every day. They said, yes, massa, we here for you, massa. And then the massa didn't like it because massa was used to beating the shit out of them. And then they was like, massa, please. But no, they was like, massa, we okay. We gonna make it. So massa didn't like that. Massa said, we want to beat your ass and you die. So we gonna make weed legal. I mean, it ain't like a historically accurate enactment, but that's rough paraphrasing. So weed was only made illegal because of racism. So you didn't do any research, you didn't do any type of investigation to understand what it does and how it helps. Now, the government didn't do it. However, the people did. The people have spoken. That's why the people are fighting for cannabis the way that they are. But because it's not written in some sort of book with a publication date by a research company or a scientific body, apparently the government ain't gonna recognize it. So why wouldn't they recognize government bodies from other countries? Israel's done this, Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, hell, even South America. Ever since they've been in the legal game, they've been putting out information. But apparently, because it's not Team America, fuck yeah, coming to save the motherfucking day, yeah, we don't give a damn about the information. So apparently, Congress is playing catch up on all this information. Now, it states that it says, only recently has a steady flow of data emerged on health impacts, including emphysema in smokers and learning delays in adolescents. So, I mean, emphysema is going to come up from smoking, not just smoking cannabis, but generally smoking anything. Emphysema is a lung disease that breaks down your lungs based on the pollutants that have come in it. You can get emphysema from breathing the toxic air. It also states that adolescents in certain areas have increased their likelihood of getting asthma. And some kids, or the numbers have increased that instead of 207, there's like 3,000 cases of kids with asthma since the legalization in certain areas. So you're trying to tell me that marijuana causes asthma, when if you look in any type of medical reference, asthma is caused by pollutants in the environment. So kids didn't get asthma because their parents started smoking. They got asthma because of the shitty industrial system that's shooting up pollutants into the environment. You don't just get asthma from, oh my God, my parents were smoking and now I have asthma due to secondhand smoke. No, that child was already on the way to getting asthma. It just so happens that they live in a house where their parents smoke cannabis. Did smoking cannabis help? No, because that's a pollutant that's in the air. However, you don't just develop asthma just because your parents started smoking cannabis. You are already on the way and prone to it. I have asthma. I've been born with asthma. I've studied asthma for now 43 years. You're not just going to all of a sudden develop it because somebody started smoking. Now, this article also states, that one of the reasons that Blumhauer, Capitol Hill's unofficial cannabis czar, wanted to legalize, regulate, and tax cannabis is because he wanted to keep it out of the hands of the young people. And I stand by that. More education, more knowledge, more regulation. It sucks. It legitimately sucks for us as cannabis smokers. However, cannabis smokers really aren't stingy. It's a social drug. It means we care about the community and the people around us. Maybe because we want to smoke and we don't want to ruin our vibe and our feeling, but we also care about the lives of the people around us. If the lives of the people around us get screwed up, we don't get no more cannabis. So heck yeah, we are community-based people. So I just wanted to share this information. They were talking about mandating doses, child-proof containers for edibles, and advertising that's not aimed at kids. I guess because a lot of edibles are in candies and confections and sweets and stuff like that, it's appealing to children. Well, if we teach our children about health, if we teach our children about responsibility, if we teach our children about consequences, we don't have these issues. A lot of this happens in households where parents don't have control of their child. They tell their child not to do something, the child does it anyway. Now, we can't beat children anymore. We can't spank them and whoop them or anything like that. We have to talk to them like they're adults when we know that they're not. Then we have to teach them about consequences, and those consequences are dire. One mistake could really mess up a child's life. So parents, if you have kids, you're going to have to do a better job of regulating your products. Hiding them, teaching your kids about them so that they don't mess with them, making sure that they understand that this is medicine. Even if you smoke or consume edibles recreationally, it's still medicine. People act like recreational activities are not therapeutic, and anything that is therapeutic is medicinal. So I do thank you all for listening to me today. I do thank you for letting me go on my rant. But we are going to hit you up with more conversations like this so that you know. Once again, this article was written by the editorial company Politico. It's called "Pot is Making People Sick. Congress is Playing Catch Up." It was written on February 6th of 2023. Go check out the article, see what it has to say. Let's see if you agree with it or not. If you do, let us know. If you don't, let us know that also. Don't forget, stop by our website at www.wakeinbakelounge.com. That's all one word. Wake, W-A-K-E, the letter N, BAKELOUNGE.com. www.wakeinbakelounge.com. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, come smoke with me.